When it comes to real estate, nobody does it better than Tim I, the real estate guy. Whether you're looking for that first buy or want to build that dream home, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the one to call. With over 45 years in the home industry, Tim offers a unique advantage with its extensive industry experience, ensuring his clients get the most value for their investments. With a proven track record of repeat clients and steady stream of referrals, Tim's reputation as a trusted professional speaks volumes. If you're looking to buy or sell today, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or visit him on Facebook at Tim Eisner Royal LePage Atlantic. Once more, that's 902-499-5717. Before you know it, you'll be saying, Tim Eisner strikes again. Hey, what is going on? Hope everyone had a great week. Welcome to episode 217 of Outside The Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. Riding solo again this week as Hope was away for work again. And you know, he's been away for quite a bit. The guy's busy, but we'll be back together in, I'd say, about 3 weeks, as I'm going to be away for work for the next couple weeks. So it's going to be a little bit of a hiatus for the pod, but don't worry, we'll be back and we got some great guests lined up. This week, we're joined by one of the greatest to ever come out of Australia, an absolute legend of the game, Jeff Goolagong. You know, from his early days with ACT 89ers to becoming a dominant force on the ISC circuit, Goolie built a career that speaks for itself. A 3-time ISC champ, 6-time All-World selection, and a key piece of the Aussie Steelers squad that captured gold at the 2009 ISF World Championships. His resume is nothing short of elite. We dive into it all, his journey through the game, what it took to compete at the highest level year after year, and what it meant to be inducted into the ISC Hall of Fame in 2024. Plus plenty of great stories, behind the scenes moments, and insight from a guy who's seen it all. Before we get to this awesome episode, though, make sure to drop a comment on the show, give us some sort of rating, preferably something good, of course. You can follow us at Outside The Chute on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. If you have a YouTube account, say it every week. Come on, go subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 1,000. We need your help. We're slowly getting there, but come on, we need your help. Anyways, let's get to this episode. This is Outside The Chute, and anything goes.
I got the world in my palm, lights, camera, action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, lights, camera, action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes. The one and only real deal hip hop.
All right, here we go. We are happy to have on with us today 6-time ISC All-World selection, 3-time ISC World Champ, 2009 ISF gold medalist with the Aussie Steelers, and ISC Hall of Famer. It's the one and only Jeff Goolagong. Goolie, thanks so much for coming on the podcast, pal.
Cheers for having us, mate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
How's things going down under this morning?
Oh, not too bad. It's getting a little cool for us. Or, you know, what we say is cool or cold is nothing like you guys. But,
yeah, no.
You know, it's probably, I think it was probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 degrees this morning, but it's going to be about 20 today. So not too bad.
20. Holy shit, man. We're still in the single digits during the day. It's terrible.
Yeah, no, we're good, mate. Just cool mornings, mate. Beautiful days.
Oh yeah. Cool mornings are great. I don't mind that at all. Yeah. So what's keeping you busy these days?
Kids sport.
Oh yeah.
They're just at an age where they're traveling around a bit with sport and playing a bit of representative sport. So running around after them.
Nice.
And then any free time is spent in the bush chasing deer around or down the river chasing fish.
Nice. I was actually going to ask you about chasing the deer because, your profile, like when we added you as a contact on my iPhone, there's a big picture of you and this massive animal you're in front of. So how big was that deer that you got?
I don't know which deer it is. It's probably a sandbar. So that's
okay.
That's the third largest deer in the world anyway. So
wow.
So it was pretty good. Good fun to chase.
Good eats, what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, it's so good. Nothing better than deer, man.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So what as far as fishing goes, what kind of fish are you into?
A bit of both. Like we're pretty fortunate where we are. We're only sort of an hour and 40 minutes from the coastline.
Oh yeah.
So we can do a lot of fresh water. We got like a Murray cod, which is like the Aussie icon fish for fresh water. So that's anywhere around where we live. We got lakes and rivers, full of them. They're pretty hard to get, but then an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes, and we can be in the saltwater chasing pelagic. So it's pretty good.
Nice. Good stuff. So what sports do the kids play?
So they're softball, netball. I don't know. Do you guys have netball over there?
What's that?
Yeah. So I guess not. Similar to the easiest way to explain is basketball without dribbling.
Oh, okay.
You can't dribble. You got to pass the ball along the court, so you can't run with it. It's got a hoop like basketball, but it's got no backboard on it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think I saw that online. Yeah. I think I saw it.
Yeah.
That's a different game altogether.
Yeah. So that's pretty big in Australia, England, all those. In the Commonwealth, it's a massive sport. So.
Good stuff.
And then.
No, keep going.
They do taekwondo as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Protect themselves, what?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. It's a bit of fun watching them do that.
I bet. I see you got to see Doug Roberts while he was down visiting a few months ago, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a bit random, I thought.
Oh, Dougie, what a beauty.
Yeah, like obviously we had our skins tournament going on here in Canberra, and my mother was working at the tournament, and she just rings me up and says, "Do you know this fella Doug Roberts? He's here. He wants to chat to you." I was like, "Yeah, all right, I better come out for a beer then." So I headed out there and caught up with him, and it was pretty good. I think catching up with him, he was a bit spun out because our kids played on the Saturday morning, so he was spun out that Cheesy's kid was pitching to my kid. But, so he's like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah, I think he messaged me like it was probably an hour after that. Because he texts with me all the time. He's like, you won't believe, Framer, who I just ran into, and I was like, what? Oh my god, that's awesome, Doug. But yeah, he got to see a ton of ball while he was down there and in New Zealand over the winter. Well, I guess your guys' summer, but he saw a ton of ball, and there's not much people in the world that love it more than Dougie.
No, it's pretty good. So the timing was pretty good for us anyways, for in Australia, because, you got to see the skins tournament that they play, which is probably one of our premier club tournaments over here. So there's some good ball that goes in there. Most of the Aussie players are always here, so it's good.
Yeah. So do you watch much of it anymore, or are you into it?
The last couple of years I sort of watched a bit. After I stopped playing, I sort of stepped right away from it. I didn't come out to softball much at all. Yeah. But the last couple of years I've been getting into it a bit, watching the fellas play and run around. It's pretty good to watch.
Good stuff. Well, let's go back to the beginning here. I'm gonna test your memory and
it's a while ago.
Yeah. Let's go back to the beginning here, Gooley. Let's tell us how you got your start in the game.
Bit random. I was over here in Australia, cricket's a massive sport. So I was just into every sport, but summertime was cricket, and my sister. So I played cricket in the morning, and then my sister played softball in the afternoons, and I have to spend all afternoon watching her. So that's where I decided to sign up and play, and Bob's your uncle. It was all on from there, mate. Cricket went by the wayside very quickly, and fell in love with softball immediately.
How old were you when you started?
I think when I started.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
13.
or 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about cricket because I saw that you were pretty heavily involved in it. It's a game that I've seen plenty of highlights and whatnot, but I just don't understand the rules. Maybe like is it a difficult game? Like, is it obviously you got to have some talent to hit that thing and know where it's going, right?
Yeah, like it's a tough game to play.
Yeah.
Very tough. Like, they come down there, similar distances from like softball pitching distances, right? Like, but the ball's coming down, anywhere from like 130k to 150k an hour. Like it gets on you pretty quick, and then it hits a turf pitch, so it can bounce left or right or straight or low or high. So yeah, the guys that are playing at the top level, they're unbelievable athletes.
Yeah. So that definitely must have helped you when you started softball a bit then when at 13, right?
Yeah, it's just that one of those sports, hand-eye coordination, right?
Yeah.
Like anything else, yeah.
So when you got your start, who was that with? ACT? Was that the club team you were with?
No. So ACT is our state team. So
yes, that's right.
Or provincial team.
Yeah.
So we just have clubs and associations over here. So like a club or an association will have juniors and adult teams. So, under 14s, under 16s, under 18s, senior ball, like, senior A, senior B, or A grade, B grade, C grade. We played a little club called the Star, and, that's the same club that Cheesy played for as well. And yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. So I guess besides Cheese, I mean, we all know of how talented he is and was. I guess growing up for you, how else was the caliber, growing up locally for you?
Look, it was a bit of hit and miss, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't massive in juniors. There was a few good players around. We used to pick up a lot of New South Wales, like a different province, different state.
Yeah.
We used to get a couple of our pitchers from there because we always, when we were in juniors, we sort of, well, in my age group anyways, not so much Cheesy and Folkard's age group, but my age group, we struggled with pitching. That was our biggest thing.
Yeah. You were a pitcher, weren't you?
I filled in some innings.
You threw the ball, huh?
Yeah. If we're down, I'm like the fielder that comes in, and the baseball games are all blown out. Yeah, that's me, man.
Yeah, the catcher coming in this round, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's me. Yeah, that's good. So how old were you when you started playing like the state ball?
The next year, so 14.
Oh, okay, wow.
So we sort of started straight away in under 16s, made the ACT team, and we went in our program. We had like 16s, then under 19s, and then opens. So sort of just went through that.
Wow.
As all of us kids do. So 16s, 19s, and then opens.
Yeah. Geez, I imagine that the caliber of ball down there in the mid to late 90s must have been fantastic. As a national level. Yeah. I think we, sort of in that late 90s, we had quite a few good players, especially in ACT where we are. We had quite a few good players that just seemed to struggle internationally. Right.
Though, which sort of sucked for us. But, but nationally we had some quite good players, just didn't have enough good players, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You made up for it later on in the 2000s.
It changed.
Yeah. So I guess before we get into your ISC and national team career, I want to talk about ACT 89ers and the amount of success that you had with them. 9 national titles, which is unbelievable. Maybe tell us about that program and how big it was in growing your career.
Oh, it was massive in my career. That sort of, we were lucky, you talk about the people that were involved in the late 90s, early 2000s, those kind of Australian players and Australian coaches, we were fortunate enough to have a couple of them here in Australia. And, they put back into our program, right? So, like, you know, you have Bob Harrow, you know, Lang Harrow, you know, those two guys, you know, another fellow, Lindsay Carroll, they all ex-Australian players and, you know, put a lot of time into our ACT program, which, you know, eventually rubbed off on a lot of us guys, you know, like the likes of, you know, Michael Tanner, Cheesy, Folkard, myself and a few others, you know, just open ears and listen to everything they said and, you know, tried to learn everything we could off those senior people and, you know, it sort of worked out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm looking through, just looking at, you know, different guys that went through it. And you mentioned Cheesy and Adam. And I mean, you know, Michael Tanner and of course I want to talk about the Harrow family there. Like, I mean, you mentioned Bob and Lang and of course, Matthew's going through it right now. I mean, that's quite a family.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, so you got, and hard to believe it, Matty Harrow was our bat boy at one stage. You know,
oh, was he?
Came over to Worlds, was our bat boy, yeah.
Wow.
But, you know, so, you know, seeing him grow into the, you know, phenomenal ball player he is, you know, pretty exciting for me to watch.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen him from a little kid to now being, you know, one of Australia's best is pretty exciting.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
But yeah, the Harrow name here in Canberra, you know, is a pretty prestige name. You know, Bob was heavily involved in coaching, you know, not just us men's, coached the women's, coached a ton of people here in Canberra. And then like the time that Lang puts into softball ACT over here is, you know, second to none. So we're very fortunate to have, you know, someone like Lang still involved in everything.
Absolutely. Well, you need guys like that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like without it, you know, it sort of falls away pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely. Now, those, you know, 9 national titles. I mean, of course, you guys were just when you have Cheese and Adam. I mean, that helps quite a bit, I imagine. But was there any of those national titles where you guys maybe thought you weren't going to win and then you end up pulling it off, or were you guys pretty confident every year going into those?
Oh, well, you're always confident going into everything,
of course.
But especially probably one year, especially we went up to Brisbane, and you know I think we played 4 games on the last day to win it all. Like I think Folkard pitched the first game. You know and at this time Folkard and Cheesy were quite young. You know, I think Folkard chucked the first game in the morning, and then I think Cheesy chucked the next 3 in a row to win it in like 35-degree heat and 90% humidity.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Cheesy is cramping on the mound after pitches. You know, cramp, gets back up, throws another pitch, cramp. It's pretty funny to watch.
Adam's sitting on the bench saying, "I could probably go in and throw if you want," right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think like Adam was quite young then. He would probably have been like 17 or 18 or something. Maybe a little bit older. And Cheesy would have been early 20, you know, 20 or so. Yeah. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Oh God,
very fortunate to have 2 of those guys. Like, you know, over the next 15 years or however long they played, you know.
Well, I just imagine all the other teams like around, like the other teams are just like, holy shit, like they have Folkard and Cheese. Like what? What are we doing here?
You got a lot of teams beat before you even walk on the field.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and you know we were big winners of that because, like, you know, obviously there was only 3 teams in our local comp here as well, and you know. Cheesy and Folkard were 2 of the pitchers.
Man.
so you know, like it's good ball, you know, it's good ball every game.
Yeah, exactly. That helps you guys as hitters, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So who else would have been throwing like around the country then?
Around like Australia?
Yeah.
We had a couple of guys, you know, who were veterans in the Australian team, like Neil Del Perro, Adam Humble, Terry Downs.
Okay.
Like quite a few.
Right on. Yeah, I just wondered there because I mean, we're so used to hearing about Adam and Cheese that you're wondering who else was throwing down there around those times. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. Those other two, like Terry Downs was around for a long time before he was sort of towards the end of his career as I sort of started coming in. I think his last one was he came out of retirement for 2009.
Right. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
And then Adam Humble had been around for a long time. Yeah. But, he was the same. Yeah. So, yeah.
Right on.
Pretty lucky. There's some good pitching. There's some very good pitching in the other states. Like, that's at the time, it's just that we just had a couple of guys that were just a bit
better than everybody else, right?
yeah, just that little bit better, right?
Yeah. Well, let's talk that first ISCs for you. I mean, most guys coming from afar, it's with a North American club, but your first one was with a team from Australia. How cool was that experience for you and your teammates back then?
Yeah, that was a phenomenal trip. Opened my eyes, because I sort of heard about the US and Canada and all that sort of stuff, and then to come on the tour, with one of the guys that was on that team was Terry Downs, who had played for Circle Tap, played for the farm, and that. So we toured around Illinois and Wisconsin because it was in Kimberley. So we went and played all this ball, and it just opened my eyes to whoa, what's going on here? This is, and I think that tour was a couple of weeks, and in a couple of weeks we played more ball than we do in a season over here.
Yeah. So how early did you guys come over?
No, we were literally there probably a week before. I think about a week before ISCs.
Okay. Yeah.
So all we did was play games a couple of games every night, and then played ISCs. Yeah. So it was good. It was really good. Just to see the amount of pitching, because we sort of only had at that time, hadn't had a whole lot of exposure, and over here you just don't play a lot of tournaments. You maybe play one or two tournaments a year, depending, Cheesy and that might play a few more, 3 or 4 club tournaments, but you don't play much tournaments all over here.
No, that's right.
And so just to see the amount of pitching, amount of hitting and all that sort of stuff, I stayed at the ballpark every day and watched ball.
Yeah.
When we got to ISCs,
it must have been pretty, especially being younger. I mean, getting there and seeing, Darren Zach, Paul Alger, Lucas Mata, like those guys, and back then were just unbelievable. So for you guys to get to see them, that must have been just amazing and really helped you.
Yeah, absolutely. And a little story, I got to meet Zach that year. Got to sit down and have a beer with him because
nice.
one of our Aussie legends, Chris Kiefel, he played with County Materials and was on the team with Darren Zach. So I was just chatting with Kiefel, and he's like, "Yeah, come meet Zach," and we all sat down, had a beer, and got to chew the fat with Big Z Man. You hear all these phenomenal stories of what he's done and all that sort of stuff, and then you get chatting to him, and he's the most humble person
I know, right?
Across, right? Didn't know. My head was just spinning, just sitting there chatting to this icon, right?
Yeah. We had him on the podcast, and it was probably the most nervous I've ever been talking to somebody in my life. I was like, how do I talk to Darren Zach? But you're right. He's so humble and just such a great guy.
Yeah, he does that to people though, right? He just, he's just got this aura around him, right?
Yeah.
He says this aura, and you just want, it's just so cool. All you want to do is stand next to him, and you don't even have to talk.
That's right.
You're just like, that's Darren Zach, right?
Just sit there, drink your beer, and be like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. It's one of the coolest conversations I've had. I hold that pretty close.
Yeah, no doubt.
Close to me. Yeah,
for sure. So how did you end up with Townline the following year?
So, funny story there. So I was meant to actually play with Dollar Murphy that following year. Dollar Murphy, because we went to Dollar Murphy's on that tour with the Brisbane team over there, with the Aussie team that came over. Yeah. We played a couple of games against Dollar Murphy, and they actually said, they were quite interested in me coming over and playing a season with them, and it was all good. We had it all sorted and everything. Then I think about, I don't know, maybe 2 months before the season, they just rang up and said, no, we're not going to do it anymore. And I was like, okay, fair enough, all right. It is what it is. Stuff happens, whatever. Yeah. It doesn't matter. And then I was pretty obviously brokenhearted because I was so excited to get over there for my first year. And 2 days later, the Bull Town line rang. And they said, yeah, you want to come over and play? I was like, absolutely. Didn't care where they were. I already knew they were in Green Bay, but absolutely, I'm all in.
Right on. So how was that year with them?
Exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting. I just remember being at the end of the season, I was so tired because it just never played so much. I was over there for 4 months and I didn't have a weekend off.
Wow.
I was just so tired when I got home. I was done. Yeah.
Wow.
I was there because there was a couple of weekends where we had off and I was pick up for other teams and went to other tournaments and, then I think we're only going to have 3 weekends off total, but I went away those 2 weekends and then we weren't going to play ASAs because we had quite a few pickups in the team and then we ended up putting a team together and went to ASAs as well. So.
Yeah, it was so different back then. Like you never had a weekend off. Like it was. Yeah, it was just crazy, and like there were so many more teams.
Absolutely, yeah. And I was toast. I was completely done when I got home. I was just like, I've gone from playing 15 games a season over here to I don't know how many we played that first year.
So why did Dolan Murphy, not bring you over?
Oh, I don't know. They just sort of said, it's not going to work out. And their sponsors, didn't seem too keen on it or something. Well, I don't know. I can't remember. It was a fair few years ago. But
at least you finished higher than them.
Yeah. There's no hard feelings.
No, of course not.
It is, mate. But, it just sort of sucked at the time. But 2 days later, it was forgotten about.
That's right. So then I guess after that year, everything changed. It came to move to the Powerhouse County Materials team out of Marathon, Wisconsin, which, obviously they needed your services after losing Broken Bow in the finals 2 previous years. What?
yeah, must have, right? Yeah.
How cool was it, going to that organization?
What do you say? I think I was 22 or 23, and you're going into this team that's got all these future Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Right? You're just looking around in awe. Obviously, I knew who all the Kiwi players were because I've been playing against them for a few years with Australia versus New Zealand.
Yeah.
But, to get to play with the likes of, Zach and Rychek and Sandback and, unbelievable, right? Todd Schultz.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So how did you get hooked up with them?
So Kiefer was playing, Chris Kiefer was playing shortstop.
Right. Yeah.
And then, they were 2 of the weekends that we had off the previous year when I was playing with the Bull Town line, they were going to, the first tournament was Moncton and then Aurelia, 2 tournaments, and they were going to be short. And so they reached out and asked if I wanted to play. Kiefer reached out and asked if I wanted to come and play with them. I was like, absolutely. And then, I don't know, I think I had a couple of okay weekends with them, and then they said the following year you're going to come play with us. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So
I guess I do.
That's how that ended up. Yeah. So that was right. It was good fun.
Awesome. So I mean, it couldn't have went any better. Your 2 years with them, back-to-back titles in 05 and 06. How special was that for you?
Oh, extremely, right? It's. Second year in and you've already won an ISCs, it doesn't happen usually 22 or 23 or whatever, you're not sort of playing on, well, I guess especially back then, you weren't really playing on teams like that, right?
Right.
Take you a few years to get there. So to get to do all that and then, you know, to play with fellow Australians, you know, Keithel, like living with them and living with Cheesy, you know, in County Materials, like, you know, Cheesy and I grew up together. So,
Yeah.
you know, to get to do that sort of stuff is like some memory you hold forever, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
You know, yeah.
Well, I mean, you mentioned, you know, your second year winning. I know guys that have played in the ISCs for 20 years and never had a sniff. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
it's a harsh, it's a lot of luck involved, I guess, to get into teams like that, I guess. And, you know, it's, pretty phenomenal. I hold it very close, you know, get to, like, at the time, I probably didn't understand as much of what achievement it was, right? But it's when you sort of look back and you go, holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, I did that as a 23-year-old or whatever.
Yeah. Any good celebration stories?
Can't even remember it. So.
Well, that's good then. So it must have been pretty decent.
It was all right. No, I remember. I can't remember what we did back then. God, it was in Eau Claire, so I think, you know, we had a fair few beers at the ballpark, and then went out to obviously Eau Claire, you know, the main street or whatever it was, where the few bars are, and partied away, and then I think partied late into the night, and then all jumped on flights the next morning, all hungover. Yeah,
well, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. I was trying to see where your second one. Oh, it was in Kitchener. You were in Kitchener then in 2006 for the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad place to win one.
Yeah. No. Yeah, so that was very good. You know, I guess Kitchener was pretty cool because we'd been there to Milverton prior to that, like, with the Aussie team.
Yep.
So, like, it was, you know, a fair few Milverton people came out, like my billets came out and watched. And, so that was pretty special.
Excellent. Swing the next evolution of one-piece fast-pitch power, the 2026 Easton Ghost Unlimited Fastpitch Bat. This year's model takes everything hitters loved about the Unlimited and pushes it even further, delivering a hotter, cleaner, and more responsive feel than ever before. With a redesigned double-barrel EXT and a fully optimized handle system, the 2026 Ghost Unlimited is engineered to outperform both prior Ghost Unlimited models, with more consistent exit speeds and improved overall barrel response. A key upgrade comes from its optimized handle stiffness, engineered individually for each drop and length. Shorter and lighter sizes feature a slightly softer feel for better control, while longer and heavier sizes unlock a stiffer handle that creates a more powerful connected swing. Compared to the previous Unlimited designs, this fine-tuned handle optimization allows hitters to generate more leverage without sacrificing comfort or feel. The improved double-barrel EXT design delivers even more consistent pop from end to end than past Unlimited barrels, while the Sonic Comp Pro composite brings Easton's lowest compression and most durable one-piece construction yet, resulting in higher performance potential than the previous two Unlimited models, paired with that unmistakable Ghost sound. Combined with the Power Boost soft knob and reduced sting across all sizes, the 2026 Ghost Unlimited offers smoothest, hottest one-piece experience the Ghost lineup has ever produced. Get your 2026 Easton Ghost Unlimited Fastpitch Bat and feel what happens when refined feel and next-level barrel tech come together to create the most advanced Unlimited yet. So then after that year, you move on to another legendary team with the Farm. How did that move all come about? Did County fold up after that year after?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So County ended, and then to be perfectly honest, I didn't know what I was doing, whether I was coming back or what. And then I get a message from Donnie Hale saying, I'm going to the Farm, and I think Rod wants you to come to the Farm as well. And so I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. And had a phone call to see he's going to call you. And had a phone conversation a couple of days later, and I was going to the farm. That's how that came, like, pretty simple, like,
Wow.
And Donnie just reached out and I said, all right, he's, passed on my number, and a couple of days later I was going to the farm.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And it worked out. I mean, your third ISC title in a row. So you're 3 for, what was it? 3 for 4 or 3 for 5?
Yeah.
3
for 4.
3 for 4 at that point. You remember that? This is pretty easy. What?
Should have retired right there. Should have retired.
Oh my God. But I mean, what was it like? The farm is such a notable team from back in the day. What was it? What was it like getting to play for them?
Yeah, it's a pretty prestigious name, right? And
yeah.
I remember a couple of times I attempted to talk to Rodert, so in the beer tent, just say g'day and whatever, but I don't know if it was the top I was wearing because I was in the county top or what, but he didn't want to speak to me. So I was just thinking, oh no, I've spoken 2 words to him and he's picking me up from the airport, So, but no, it was good. Like, Rod and I became very close. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoyed my time at the farm. That's a lot of great memories there. Rod and I used to go out and check on his farm all the time and have a few beers and drive around. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Can't beat those memories. Those are ones that stick with you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Those off the field memories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but, for sure.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Oh, 100%. Definitely. Before we get to the Steelers, I got to ask about your time with the Gremlins. How special was it to finish your ISC career with that crew? Because I'm pretty close with some of them, and I know what kind of characters they are.
Yeah, I look at it. It was like, to be perfectly honest, I thought I was done. Right, like career done, all over. And then to have those guys reach out and get on the phone and have a couple of conversations and then end up playing with New York, like I couldn't have been happier. The way that they treated me, treated my family, treat everyone like it's. I'm very grateful for that opportunity. It was a very good place to finish my career. Let's say that. Like, I couldn't have asked for anything better, to be perfectly honest. But big thanks to those guys. Yeah.
So what's this I hear about you giving a retirement speech in the hotel in 2016, only to come back the following year?
Bob will tell you this one, did he?
I might have seen a video. I may have talked to Varmy.
Yeah. Well, look, like if Varmy's told you a story, there's probably about 1.5% truth to it, right? Look, yeah.
He's a great roommate, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a great roommate. Yeah, great roommate. He's probably thinking I was the best roommate he's ever had. Let me tell you, he's not too kind to people scaring him all the time. That's for sure.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Tends to crap his dacks a little bit.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't mention that. He didn't mention that.
No, I had a great time room with him, and I'd hide all the time and scare him, and he wasn't too impressed. So he chased me out of the hotel a couple of times. So
yeah, I think he said he didn't think that you liked how messy you was.
Oh, mate, like, gosh, yeah, when his mess is coming over to your half of the room,
you can't have that.
That's getting a bit full on.
Come on, keep it on your side, what?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. It's like, but that's all right, right? Put up with it.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah. You got to. Anyway, we'll get into Varmy a little later on, a little bit more here. Let's go on to national career now. What did it mean to represent Australia with the Aussie Steelers on the world stage?
Look, it's something. Look, I don't know. It's something you really always you obviously strive for, right? Like I remember watching the under-19s World Series here in Australia, and like I was, back then it was every 4 years. So I was sort of just, wasn't good enough because I was like sort of 15 when one World Series was happening and then too old for the next one.
Right.
So it was just sort of when you watch that and you're like, oh, it'd be so cool to be a part of, just to play for Australia and all that. And then used to watch Australia play New Zealand when they come to Canberra and, it's something you'd sort of dream of. And then the opportunity came up after the Nationals where I sort of got selected. I didn't think I would. I think I was 18. 18, something like that, 19, I think I was. And, it was a bit of a shock, to be perfectly honest. And the first series was here at home in Canberra. So, look, it was really special, to be perfectly honest, to make my debut in front of family and friends.
Oh, I imagine.
I just remember putting the Australia uniform on, standing in front of the mirror, and, I just couldn't believe it, to be perfectly honest. I just stood there for 10 minutes.
I would have did the same thing. I 100% would have did the same thing.
Yeah. It was a true honour to be able to get that sort of accolade, and then, just never taking it for granted. You always played like it was your last game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Take us inside that 2009 ISF World Championship. What made that team so special?
You could be cliche about it, couldn't you?
Yeah. Well, we know.
That's
but I mean, that's not the only thing. Obviously, you had Adam and Cheese, but I mean, it goes a lot deeper than that.
Absolutely, it does. Look, we to be perfectly honest, there was probably when we were on our tour, because we had, I can't remember how long we were in Milverton for. We must have been in Milverton for 10 days, maybe a week.
Oh, wow.
Something like that before we went over to Saskatoon for the World Series or World Cup, World Series. Our coaches probably brought out a big sticking point in our team, something that he sort of identified, and a lot of things got pushed aside. A lot of attitudes got pushed aside. It made us a better team and a closer team, to be perfectly honest. There was a lot of realisation, a bit of humbling, I guess. It brought us together as, and then you start to get into the cliche, but it really did bring us together as more of a unit. We sort of realised, but that was a big process. It wasn't just obviously that tour. That sort of started many years ago. When they got a new coach, like Bob Harrow came in and started coaching, and a new direction was formed. And, I was sort of a part of that whole thing. There was quite a core of us that were a part of that whole changing of the guard, I guess. You look at it and, we sort of had this, we came up with a lot of plans to do, and it sort of panned out.
Yeah. Well, it's funny the difference a coaching change can make. Because, I mean, New Zealand went through the same thing with Don Tricker coming in back in the early 2000s, right? I mean, look what he did to their program, and like you said, I mean, with Bob coming in for you guys, I mean, it's crazy what a coach can do, right?
Absolutely, that's a lot of recognition, for the coaches too, to be able to do that, and as you said, Don Tricker, with the New Zealand team, what he did over there, and then we were fortunate enough at that stage that we were playing New Zealand quite a fair bit. So, a lot of that rubbed off on us.
Yeah.
We sort of changed our ways a little bit, and, Bob had his way and put a program together. And, it took a fair few years to put, to all come together, but it certainly did.
How awesome was it winning in Saskatoon? Because what's funny is I went back and watched the game today on YouTube, and what a crowd that was there. And Canada was not even in the finals, and and then Adam goes out and throws a no-hitter. I mean, come on.
Yeah, pretty phenomenal. As you said, the sound of the crowd is unbelievable. I remember even the game before when we played against Canada.
Right.
Like, I was playing third and Nathan Jones was playing shortstop, and we were yelling at each other just to try and communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Just because it was that loud. Like, you could not communicate with each other. Like, you had to go and stand right next to them and talk. Like, unbelievable. Like, it was so well supported that whole tournament, I think. Like, there was just crowds every day. And, like, obviously, each nationality has their big contingency crowd. They come along and watch.
Yeah.
But, yeah, what Adam did in, what both our pitchers did during that was was scary good, right? Like, Adam throws a no-hitter. Like, Adam beats New Zealand in the first game, then Cheesy comes up and shuts out Canada to go to the final. Like,
it's an all right 1-2, all right 1-2 combination,
isn't it? What, gosh, we were very lucky to have those guys on our team. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I imagine the post celebrations for that in Saskatoon must have carried over into the wee hours.
Yeah, that was a really good night. I do remember that one. It was a really good night. We were lucky enough for Johnny Aquina. He came over and played in Canberra here for a few years or a couple of years, and so he's a bit of a local legend and in Saskatoon there, and it was a Sunday night there, so everything was shut, and so he organised with one of his mates who owned a bar and came and opened the whole bar up for the supporters in our team. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a really cool night. Yes, all our supporters, so all the family supporters, our whole team just had this whole bar nightclub to ourselves.
Holy shit. Johnny just became a legend in my mind right there from that doing that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Like, it was something special. Very grateful for him to organise that.
I bet. That's amazing. Yeah. That's awesome.
Had people behind the bar pouring shots and pouring beers.
Oh,
yeah.
What a night. So first I gotta, congratulate you on being named in the ISC Hall of Fame, 2 years ago. I mean, amazing accomplishment. How much did that mean to you?
That was probably one of the most humbling things that's happened, to be perfectly honest. I guess to be recognised outside of, your little group, is quite humbling. I didn't think that would ever happen. That's for sure.
Not only that, the first Australian as well.
Yeah, and very humbling. Like I've sort of mentioned, we had some legends go over there and play. You got Terry Downs, Chris Kiefel, and Shane King. They've all gone over there and played and laid a phenomenal platform for us. To give us young, I guess, so those guys, younger generation.
Yeah,
a chance to get over there and play is, we're grateful for those sorts of things, laying platforms for us to go over there and do that. So, it was very humbling. I remember Bob Neidick, he sort of said, after I retired for the final time, Army for the final time when I retired, Bob Neidick sort of just, sort of mentioned, he goes, I'll see you in 5 years. And I was like, yeah, okay. That's what he was getting at. And, yeah, lo and behold, it sort of, it happened. So
that's awesome.
I don't know. It was very humbling being back there a couple of years ago.
I bet. We had Bob on the podcast a few months ago. What a beauty that guy is.
Yeah, and I didn't know it obviously in conversations, but he was in Australia for a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Years ago as a young man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's such a great guy, and of course he did so much for the Gremlins.
Yeah, so I was involved with him at the Kitchener River Sharks.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right too.
In 2010. Yeah, where we lost an ISC.
That's right too. Yeah.
Won the ASAs and lost the ISCs. So,
yeah. I didn't want to bring that up to you. I mean, we only talk about winning on this.
yeah, you can take the good with the bad, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I guess, looking back now, Goolie, did you ever imagine your career would reach this level?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I just love playing the game, like everyone does.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love playing the game. So I didn't know, especially with the States and Canada and that, like I didn't know what was going to happen the next year or the following year. You know, like I just took it as it came, and it just sort of kept panning out over there. So, I didn't think it'd get to what it did. That's for sure. Like, you know, from just playing in the local oval to getting to play, you know, where I did never thought that would happen.
Probably glad you quit cricket, right?
Yeah, good move.
Yeah, pretty solid move there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess before we get into the final segment here, I just a few random questions for you. I mean, you played all over the place in the field. What was your favorite position to play?
On the field?
Yeah.
No, that's
pitcher
on the field.
Pitcher?
Yeah, no, definitely not pitcher. Right? Definitely not pitcher. Look, I just love being in anywhere on the field. To be perfectly honest, I finished up at third base. Like, I absolutely loved third base. Loved shortstop. Loved, you know, not so much second base. Loved playing center field. Anywhere really, but probably shortstop would probably be my all-time favorite.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I don't know how anybody plays the outfield. I have no idea. Like, I've been a pitcher my whole life. I cannot judge a fly ball when I have time for it to be in the air.
Yeah, don't worry, neither can Jason Hill.
Yeah, Hilly. Another one here. Toughest pitcher you had to face throughout your career?
Lucas Marta.
Oh yeah, not bad.
Yeah. For whatever reason, he just, I don't know. I struggled against Lucas big time.
Yeah.
Like, he used to be able to get the drop ball to cut both ways into you and away from you.
Yeah.
And like, you know, every time I think, he's going into me, it'd be away.
Yeah.
You know, just, I don't know. He had my number, that's for sure.
Probably liked having him on your team when they're with County, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a pretty phenomenal 1-2 punch as well.
Yeah.
Him and he,
that's okay.
That first year we had Zach, well, obviously not at the Worlds, but during the year we had Zach, Cheesy, and Marta.
Wow. Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Last one here. Any rivalries that, you know, that brought out the best in you?
Oh, there's probably a couple. Like, over here, it's probably, you know, like ACT WA, we had big battles with Western Australia because they were sort of, you know, at the time, one of the other top teams, always one of the other top teams, and had good pitching. And then over in the States, probably, you know, the Gremlins Chiefs thing. You know, we always met in the finals, you know, for those few years running. Like, you know, just couldn't get the wood over. They just, whatever we did, we'd be leading. They'd get us in the end. But, you know, So, there's probably a couple of rivalries. And then, of course, internationally, like Australia and New Zealand, like, that's always a massive thing. Doesn't matter what sport you play. Over here in Australia or New Zealand, it's always huge. It could be table tennis and it's huge. It's, you know, rugby, it's huge. You know, it's just that camaraderie and rivalry at the same time.
Exactly. Now, we do that for table tennis. Do they do the haka before every match?
I got no idea. Got no idea. It might be a bit awkward.
Can you imagine?
One person doing it.
Yeah. Just bring random guys in and say, "Come on, we're doing the haka." And
that was something I, you know, obviously had the privilege over years to stand in front of, and you know, it brings the heritage, you know, of New Zealand to the forefront. So you know, being an Indigenous kid in Australia, it's something that I always sort of respected.
Absolutely,
you know, that New Zealand did.
Yeah. Now, did it get you pumped up for like when they do it? Because I mean, like I know, like I watch it, you know, watching it on the TV and whatnot, and I'm like, I'm jacked up after watching. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, you used to get, absolutely.
Yeah.
It used to have the same effect. They'd be getting fired up from it, and we would be too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I knew it was game on.
Yeah, I know. Lolly said the same thing on here. He said it used to fire him up to, it just got him like, just let's go, let's play.
Yeah, and you usually pick someone to have a little staring competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those just little games, right?
Yeah.
Like games within
games, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just, used to get me pretty pumped up.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right, we have a little thing we like to end the podcast with. We call it player association. I'm going to throw some names to you. Maybe touch on, what they've meant for your career. If you have a story about them, let her fly. No holds barred here. So I'm starting off with a friend of the podcast, had him on here, is Z, Zenon Winners.
Yeah, Roomy. Mate, what he's doing in the game, like, he's played for a long time now.
Yeah.
We've spent a lot of good years together playing, and I was very lucky to get to watch him do some incredible things in the game as well. Win a couple of ISCs with him. So he was my roomie, and he was a little bit crazy at times, but like a legend of Australian softball now, right? Like, he's still going.
Yeah, no, that's good. Next up is, you mentioned him, is Chris Kiefel.
Yeah, legend. Set the platform for us. Very lucky to win, to play beside him and win a World Series with him over there. And he taught me how to fish.
Oh, did he?
Forever grateful. We used to. He was a big fly fisherman and just a big fisherman when we lived in Marathon. In Wisconsin. Yeah. We were just sitting there, and he was going to buy some fishing gear, and because I was doing nothing, like tagged along, and he told me what rod to get, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
Caught 2 bass the first day and started fishing after that.
There you go. Life lessons while you're in the U.S.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Couple more county teammates here. First up is Paddy Shannon.
Showman. No, look, I was very fortunate enough to play with him, played with Paddy for 3 years, like 2 years at county and then 1 over at Kitchener. Like same thing. The knowledge of the game that he possessed was pretty crazy. So getting to chat with him, having especially when we were living together in Kitchener, probably more so I got to learn a fair bit off Paddy, just about the way, because I was playing shortstop, just the way that we sort of wanted to control the game and how we wanted it to pan out was very, very, he was very knowledgeable in that aspect. So, he's God, what he used to do.
Yeah. Oh no, we
Crazy,
had him on we had him on the pod, and he just he blew our mind. Like we were just like, wow, like the stuff he was, talking about the game and whatnot. Just so knowledgeable of the game.
Yeah, and I think I saw him. In Allentown, I think he hit like 8 home runs or something one weekend.
Yeah,
like it was just
it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Next up, another legend. Of course, we had him on the pod. Is Jared Martin.
Yeah.
Old Jazz.
Jazz. No, the spewer. Look, I playing against him for years against New Zealand. I remember, obviously we watched the games afterwards. We played against New Zealand, and the amount of hits that he got, just the pitches like you shouldn't be able to hit, was phenomenal. Like they just went there and he just put his hands to it and hit it out. And like when you talk about, we just talked about knowledge, like his knowledge of hitting and setting people up and all that. And, what he did in the ISC final, he took a pitch all year. And then it panned out in the final, first pitch in the ISC final that he gets it and he hits it out.
Yeah, I know.
To have the patience to do that all year
That's unbelievable,
right? Like, I wouldn't have had the patience to put up with that all year.
No.
you know, so that's just a credit to, you know, like an unbelievable ball player he was.
Yeah. It's like he knew that you're going to make the finals, and he's like, I'm just saving it for this moment.
Thinking 10 steps ahead of us all.
It's unreal. You know. Just unreal. Yeah. So getting to be around that, you know, it rubs off on you a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. A few more here. Another big friend of the pod, Nick Shales.
Yeah, well, look what he's done in the game.
Yeah,
like,
he's all right.
Yeah, legend, right? Like, he's what he's done in the game, and you know what he did for Mastodons, mate.
Oh, unreal.
No, look, we were very fortunate to you know play with him in the Australian team. That's actually the only time I ever got to play with him. I was in the Aussie Steelers team.
Oh wow.
Never played with him anywhere else, which is a bit unfortunate. But that's just the way it works out. But yeah, what he did in the game, you can't. I know how many MVPs and whatever he's won over there. So,
yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, phenomenal career, future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's funny though. It's funny that I mentioned about watching the 09 finals today, and the fact that he didn't have a beard. I was like, who is this baby faced kid that I'm watching right now? Right? Just he looks so different.
Eh?
Oh, it's just crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah, old baby face killer back then he was.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Greg Leather.
I don't know. There probably isn't anything to describe him. Like, you know, just the kind of human being that he is and what he does for the game is second to none.
Yeah.
You know, the way that he looked after, you know, my family and I, we're forever grateful for it. So, yeah, just softball's very lucky to have a person involved like that. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Great human being, great person, and knows a lot, you know, about the game.
Does he ever?
You know?
Does he?
Yeah, you know, also, yeah, it's, you know, all in one package right there.
Yeah. The only downfall is he's a Mets fan, so I kind of hold that against him, but whatever.
Yeah. No, not that he's got much hair, but he'll be tearing it out.
That's right.
Now.
Well, I was just about to say, at least they won a game last night. Ended that 12-game losing streak. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah, brutal. They have sucked.
Yeah, you can take Bo Bichette. I don't care.
Yeah, that's best trade ever now.
Yeah. Frig. Two more here. Cheese. Andrew Kirkpatrick.
Oh, I don't know. Goat.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate we grew up, you know, he's a couple of years younger than me, or a few years younger than me, but we played for the same junior teams, club teams. So I've had a front row seat to his career. You know, it's been quite phenomenal watching him. Ultimate competitor. Like, we were playing, like, I don't know, we must have been 16 years old or something. This is how much he hates losing. Well, it was about 40 degrees. We're playing table tennis in his shed at his parents' house. About 40 degrees in there. And we'd played 30 games of table tennis, and it was 15 all. And he wouldn't stop until somebody won. Like, we had to keep going, so we had to play another game. He was diving on concrete and everything. Like, you know, just stupid. But that just shows, you know, the competitiveness and like how he loves to play everything, right? And it just showed in his career why he was so good.
Why was he cramping up though in the hot weather when he had that table tennis background? He didn't cramp up then, did he?
Hey, no.
Thought that would have prepared him.
Yeah, that's right.
No, he's such a legend. Actually, what's crazy, I mentioned it on here a bunch. Isn't it fun? Like, you know, we talk about Cheese and Adam, you know, Cheese the lefty, Adam, you know, hard throwing right-hander, glasses. Isn't it crazy? The combination, like the comparison, like Bestgrove is like almost like a combination of the two.
Yeah. It's you got that right.
Yeah, it's just wild to me, and I mean, and to come in and dominate at 18 on the Men's World Cup is just mind blowing. Just a side fact there. Anyway.
I sort of wish Cheesy was as good at fishing as he was pitching too.
Not a good fisher. Not a good fisher.
No, I just got to remember all the time that he's used to being a pitcher his whole life and being told what to pitch and what to throw and where to throw. So I sort of got to remind myself when I'm fishing with him that he needs to use this lure and throw it over there.
Yeah, you're the catcher for him. Yeah. That's awesome. And last but not least, we have to let's unload Vern Mattiosian.
I don't know. Is there any words to describe that fella?
I love him. I love him.
That's absolutely I wish we all had the love of the game like that guy does.
Yeah.
As much as he puts up a front and, gives everyone sticky, he loves the game that much. Very as happy, being involved with the Gremlins and, he's a sponsor and all that sort of stuff. It's, good fun. Friggin' annoying at times, but great fun. We'll always look after you. Loved being around him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not so much as a roommate, but and outside of that, loved hanging around him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's one of those good guys in the game. I you know what I mean? Like he's so good for the game.
Yeah.
As much as sorry for tooting your horn, Varmy. I'm sorry, but it's true. You're good for the game.
He loves it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Goolie, listen, I got to thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday, dropping the kids off for school. Come on, talk some ball. Really appreciate you doing it, pal.
Yeah, no, all good. Thanks for having us on. It's been good fun. It's been, talking about stuff that happened quite a while ago now.
Absolutely. I'm glad you had a good memory. At least you remembered stuff, right?
It might be a bit different in about 8 hours time.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. All right. Thanks again, Goolie.
Thanks for having us, mate. Appreciate it.
All right.
Turn it up, yeah. You already know what it is. Outside the chute. Outside the chute. Yeah, it's right. Outside the chute. Outside the chute. Yeah, it's right. Outside the chute. Yeah, outside the chute. Yeah, we letting it fly. Framing and hoping, yeah, we taking it high. From the dirt to the lights, yeah, we telling the truth. If you talking fast pitch, keep it outside. Yeah, outside the chute, yeah, we running the game. Every voice, every story, yeah, we stamping the name. From the grind to the glory, yeah, we bringing the proof. Ain't no other show do it like outside. Yeah, Framer got the mic, yeah, the tone set clean. Talking legends in the game, talk the rise of the scene. From the East Coast diamonds to the world stage lights. Breaking down the journey, yeah, the lows and the heights. Hope you locked in, yeah, you see the whole field. Pitch by pitch talk, yeah, the knowledge is real. From mechanics to the mindset, yeah, we dig in deep. While the rest talk surface, yeah, we play for keeps. Yeah, outside the chute, yeah, we letting it fly. Framer and Hopi, yeah, we taking it high. From the dirt to the lights, yeah, we telling the truth. If you talking fast pitch, yeah, we talking 23. Yeah, we talk Team Canada, World Cups, Olympics. Yeah, we cover the calendar. From the battles off the field to the wins in the game. Every story got a voice, yeah, we giving it a name. Real ones only, yeah, the vibe don't switch. From the dugout laughs to the serious grit. Interviews raw, yeah, the truth don't bend. Every episode feel like you talking to a friend. Yeah. It's for the players in the grind right now. Long road, no light, still showing now. For the love of the game, yeah, we hold that tight. Outside the chute, every day, every night, yeah. Outside the chute. Yeah, outside the chute. Outside the chute. Outside the chute, yeah, we letting it fly. Framing and hoping, yeah, we taking it high. From the dirt to the lights, yeah, we telling the truth. If you talking fast pitch, keep it outside. Yeah, outside the chute, yeah, we running the game. Every voice, every story, yeah, we stamping the name. From the ground to the glory, yeah, we bringing the proof. Ain't no other show do it like outside.